What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with less than 8 weeks out physique update of the reigning Miss Olympia, Samson Dauda. It is kind of hard to believe that so many people used to say that he would never win the Olympia title because he had no back. Even a guy like Nick Walker said that Samson has a very flat back. But the man just has improved so much in the past few years, especially in the back department. Now, I'm not saying that he's gonna be Derek Lunsford in the back double biceps, but the thing is he is taking his back to the levels where he is gonna lose that specific shot, the back double biceps, by a very small margin against both Derek and Hadi. And his back lat spread, that is looking just top notch right now. And that even looked amazing at this past Miss Olympia. Now we have not came across any bodybuilder in the recent past who improves as much as Samson Dauda from one show to the next one. And I am 100% confident that we are gonna witness that same trend for this upcoming Arnold as well. So after winning the Olympia this year, Samson clearly is in the driving seat here. His conditioning looks so good for 8 weeks out. And the crazy thing is that he hasn't even dropped the hammer just yet. That suffering phase, that hasn't started yet for Samson. So will the team be able to beat that Olympia look? Because that is what the fans as well as the bodybuilding world, they are expecting to see from Samson. Because once you set a certain standard, you either beat that or at the very least duplicate that. Just look at the situation of Hadi Choopan at this past Miss Olympia. It wasn't like he was off, but everyone kept on comparing him to the Arnold 2024 look. So things as of right now are looking very solid for the reigning Miss Olympia. And these other guys, they must do something very special to catch up to that, because at this pace, Samson is just getting away in my opinion. Next up, we have an update from the former 2-time Miss Olympia, Big Ramy. So this upcoming Arnold, that will mark 2 years since the last time Big Ramy stepped on the stage. And if we have to guess, then Ramy's career as a competitive bodybuilder, that is now in the history books. At least it is in my opinion. Now he has to be very realistic about his comeback. He knows he isn't winning the Olympia or the Arnold title again. So what's the point of putting his body into that much stress and doing things that are necessary to get stage ready once again and being close to 350 pounds for most part of his career? That must have taken a lot of toll on his overall body. And we have to keep in mind, Big Ramy had a 10 years pro career and he would have pushed to every possible limits in order to get that Olympia title, especially from Phil Heath, one of the greatest of all time. So Big Ramy is gonna be turning 41 years old next year. And guys like Brendan and William Bonac, although both these guys are older than him, and both of them are actively competing, but they too are at the tail end of their careers. Now if Big Ramy had just one more show left in him, it could have been this upcoming Arnold. But there has been no word on his comeback. I wonder what happened between him and Patrick Tuor earlier last year, because Big Ramy was surely working with Patrick Tuor at least at some point last year. But that was a very short-lived partnership. Another day, another update of Stphane, on his way to become a men's open bodybuilder this year. And what an off-season this has been so far for Stphane. He was able to put plenty of lean muscle mass. He's pushing in the high 280s as of right now. But him being able to stay that lean at such a high body weight, that just proves that the man is a genetic freak. And he was meant to be a men's open guy all along. Now there is no point of dwelling in the past, but just imagine how Stphane would have looked had he stuck with the men's open class right from the get-go after getting his pro card. And he just did not waste any time in classic physique division, making that weight cutoff year after year, losing all that muscle. Now he did qualify for classic physique Miss Olympia twice in the last 2 years, and he did not do the Olympia in either of those years. And there was a mutual consensus among the bodybuilding community, at least last year, that no matter who coaches him, there is always gonna be a point during his prep where Stphane would look at his all-time best. And from that point onwards, he would be losing muscle to make that weight. Now that being said, no one did a better job at dialing him in than Patrick Tuor, but he himself admitted that Stphane lost a lot of his wow factor that he originally had just a few weeks out of the show. Now, all that context here, that is not to imply that the men's open bodybuilding is gonna be any easier for Stphane and he is gonna destroy everyone on his debut, but to signify that we will definitely be able to witness his personal best the next time he steps on stage in the men's open, because that is where he belongs. Now, there are many shows that Stphane can hit sometime later this year and possibly qualify for the Olympia as well. Next up, we have an update from Marcelo, aka Hormi, after his last show, the Big Man Weekend, where he delivered a sensational performance and he placed his career's best, second behind Akeem Williams. The man must be more confident than ever. Now, Hormi was very unlucky that a veteran like Akeem Williams, a top 10 Olympian from this past Miss Olympia, he just kept on competing, even 8 weeks after the Olympia this year. Because normally, we do not see these top Olympians dieting that long after the Olympia. Now Hormi got a lot of flack for having a wide waistline, but that physique at the Big Man Weekend, that made us believe in him, that on his day, he can possibly win a pro show and earn his Olympia spot. Now Hormi has unbelievable size, especially on his quads. They are one of the best in the game, and if he comes in ripped to the bone and absolutely shredded, he is able to hide his flaws pretty damn well. And as of right now, what we saw from him, he has just 1 weak shot, and that is the back double biceps. And even that shot did improve from the Arnold this year. Now Hormi is another victim of making a bad call after turning pro, that he is gonna be doing classic physique division, which was just never possible for a guy who has that kind of size and that kind of muscle mass. Because the thing is, he has put on a lot of lean muscle tissue in the last 2 years with the help of Milos Sarcev as his coach. Now, is there any other coach in the Pro League who does a better job at helping guys get bigger faster than Milos Sarcev? Well, I guess not, because we have prime examples of Samson and Hormi and Regan Grimes. Now, Hormi is immensely popular in Brazil, and there is a show coming up there in 3 months, and that is the Arnold Brazil. Now, is there a possibility of Hormi doing that show? Well, we will find out soon enough. Florian Poison returning to the men's open division. That is gonna be one exciting storyline of this upcoming year, since the man looked so damn incredible many years ago at his pro debut in the men's open, and that was at Portugal Pro. Now, if Florian would have just stayed in the open and continued to improve his back, the thing is, the man had that kind of physique with those beautiful muscle bellies, small waistline, humongous quads, and with an improved back, he could have been a multiple times Olympian by now. And who knows, maybe a top 6 Olympian. And there was just no way he would have fit in classic physique division. But just because he was losing his passion for bodybuilding, because of the amount of food he needed to intake in order to be that big, in order to maintain all that muscle mass, he decided to give classic physique a try, and he decided to try his luck in that division. And by the way, he did better than expected, especially in his last competition in classic, placing second. Now, it has been quite a few months since Florian announced his return to the men's open division, and the cool thing about this comeback is that he took his due time and did not rush to get back to the stage. So we are gonna see him back in the men's open division sometime in summer this year. So what are your expectations from Florian's comeback? Will we see him on the Olympia stage this year? So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.